I stare at the black and white photo taken by the second Bird Williams, labeled Hunters Would Kill. A desert land out behind them, dry, thirsting for water and color, along with a mountain range taller than the men who stand in front of it. Sparse shrubs dot the out-of-focus distance. The three men, the hunters, each different from the other, stand with their kill. A small rodent, a squirrel reads the description, but the black and white photograph distorts any distinction between rodent, varmint, or bird. This land doesn't have any trees either, which means they had to bring their kill all the way to the sands to show it off, to show they found something among the great alone. The first guy isn't wearing a jacket. In its place are suspenders. He holds onto his gun tightly, as if the wind over this flat land will take it from him. I wonder about this man for a moment, thinking about the way the barrel of the gun points at the man in the middle. I wonder what would happen if he pulled the trigger, piercing the other guy's young face, tearing his youth right from his body. He would call it an accident. After all, they happened all the time. I determined that this man is a killer of different sorts. His smile, half hidden by a half-smoked cigarette, suggests he is a killer of men and women. He clings to his gun, sure that he is wielding a weapon. He's killed before, and his demeanor proves it. His smile is almost as flat as the hat on his head and the land he stands on, but the curves of his lips seem to go upward. He probably pops those suspenders every time he kills, but the kill beside him is not his own. It's the man who is at the open end of the barrel. The man in the middle looks younger than the first guy. He hasn't smoked as many cigarettes or killed anybody. The kill lies beside his gun. He's a killer of animals, the true hunter of this photo. I notice the knee of his pants is dirty with the dust he stands on, and that proves that he is the killer of this animal for sure. He wears a jacket, but it's open, revealing the belt around his middle. He doesn't cling to his gun though. Instead, he holds it by his trusty side all the way to the desert where he kills his beast, shoots them down with the ammo from his belt. That gun and his smile assure me that he's the main killer. That was the reason he was put in the middle. He's the literal middleman in the group. His hat, the horizontal flipping of his smile, telling me that he's where these two men on both sides meet. Then there's the third hunter. He seems so distant from them, the other hunters. I don't know if it's because he wears a bow tie in the desert or if it's due to the fact that he's closer to the camera. He holds his gun in such a way that suggests he's never held a gun before, or he's not comfortable with it. He is not a killer of humans or beasts, but something not shown here. He's probably a banker on a hunt with some friends from the country. He's smiling like he's uncomfortable around them, the shadow of his rounded hat covering most of his older face. He's also wearing a jacket, but it's closed, as if he's afraid of opening up to anyone. Works those long hours at the bank, needs a day to relax, a day to hunt. He's scared of death, but it looms over his face, nearing toward him, like the way the bullet neared that squirrel before it killed it. He's killing himself slowly, scared of the coming doom that comes with a hole in the ground, another stone sticking up, another sad hymn sung. He's a killer of himself, preparing to meet his maker any day that he chooses. I suddenly realize that all three men are hunters of different kinds, one of men, one of beasts, and one of his own life. Those guns, the way the first hunter holds it so openly and tightly, accepting that he's a killer of the flesh. The second hunter holds it by his side, close, but not too close, for only hunting purposes. And the third hunter holds his behind him, like he's not ready for death, and is just there for his own health to prevent it. These men are hunters with their kill among them in this vast landscape that echoes gunshots mixed with the sounds of loneliness.